think I'm going to. I don't really like the white with this like cream color either. That is immediately so much better. That is so much better. Can you all see the difference? And here is the finished product. Guys, what do you think? I ended up going with a very thin ribbon because this label was so big. Hello, hello, my crafty friends. It's Lauren here with another Vlogtober video. And in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to take a basic candle and turn it into a truly amazing personalized gift, or just a little craft for you to do for yourself, for your Christmas decorating around the house. There are so many things that you can do with this, and I cannot wait to show you exactly how we can customize and make these truly special. It doesn't have to be this specific candle. It can be just about any candle you can pick up. But I'm gonna teach you exactly how we're gonna do this no matter what candle you get, no matter what size. I'm going to teach you how to do that in today's video. But before we get started, I wanted to know, did you all hear about Christmas Craft Week? Because I feel like we've been talking about it. If you haven't, it is a week-long crafting event, November the 3rd through the 7th, that you all have to get signed up for. Now, this is a completely free event that we are hosting. You can click that first link down below to get signed up. We have teamed up with some of the biggest names in the craft industry, where we are going to bring you 5 full days of crafting. And when I say full days, I mean truly full days. We have over 20 plus crafts to get done in a week in 5 days. So make sure you get signed up. Link down below. It is free for you guys to sign up. And I'm so excited. And to kind of get ready for our big Christmas craft week, we are coming at you every single day of the month of October, bringing you Christmas gift ideas, Christmas decorating ideas, decor, DIYs, projects, whatever, because we want you to have the best handmade holiday possible. So if you are ready to see how we're going to turn this candle into the cutest little gift, whether it be for a host, for a gift basket that you're making, or a gift for yourself because you've worked so hard this year, stick around because I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to do that. Before we jump into Design Space, I want to show you all of the things that I have here to complete this project. And of course, the first thing is this candle. Now, this is from Monday Moose brand. We got this on Amazon. Now, for this project, I did get this candle specifically because it does have a cork top on it. And the reason that I got it for the cork top is because I wanted to kind of decorate this top with something, especially since it's Christmas time. So we got some little mini bottle brush trees that we are going to decorate the top with. Now, this is not something that you have to do, especially if you are making this for someone. Let's say you're putting it in a gift basket. You want to personalize the candle. Maybe you want to make it to where it's not Christmassy all the time. You do not have to do this. You can get a regular candle that doesn't have a cork lid on it. You don't have to decorate the top, but I want to show you how we're going to add a little spice to it. The main thing is really just creating a label that is going to wow the person that you are gifting this to, or making it for yourself. So we do have our candle. We have our bottle brush trees that we're going to decorate the top of the candle with. I do have a measuring tape. Now this is going to be important, especially if you do not have this exact candle and you want to find the dimensions of your sticker that you need. Does not matter what size your candle is, whether it's smaller, taller, larger. You do need a measuring tape to measure to see how big you want your label to be. Now we are making our labels out of sticker paper. You guessed it. We're going to be doing a print and cut label on this candle. We're going to cover up this label. We may try to take it off. Now it still has the brand on the bottom, which I do love. So if you are the type of person that you want the person you're giving this to know the brand, I do like that these have the labels on the bottom so they still know the brand and the scent and all of the stuff on there. We're just gonna make a decorative label here. We do have a standard grit mat that we're going to put our sticker paper on to have our Cricut cut it. And then I have some ribbon here. This is just extra Once again, you don't have to do that. This is something that you really could do with what you have sitting around your house if you have some extra candles. If not, more than likely, you already have the sticker paper in your craft room. So all you should have to go get is a candle. If you just want to make a custom label to go on a candle, that is perfectly fine. But the last thing that you are going to need that is not here on this table is an inkjet printer for our print and cut capabilities. We love using the Canon printers. The one we have specifically is a Canon TS9500. It's just our favorite. Any inkjet printer though will work. If you want to purchase anything that I have shown you, there are links down below this video. Make sure you click those so that you can, if you want one with a cork lid, it's going to be linked down below. There are different scents. This one wasn't really a Christmassy scent. I do think that closer to Christmas time, you will be able to find those yummy, delicious Christmas scents to make the best Christmas candles. But right now, we just have linen. That's what we could get our hands on, so that's what we have. So now that we've gone over all of the supplies that we need, before we go into Design Space, there is one thing that we need to do, and we need to measure our candle or measure this label to see how big it is and how large we need to make our label. So I love to measure before I get into Design Space, so I'm gonna bring you over here so you guys can see. So and another little trick when it comes to measuring, if you want exact measurements and you are using a measuring tape that has this metal piece on it, I suggest starting at the 1. That's going to give you exact measurements. Just subtract 1 inch. So right here, when I line that up, we're actually a little over 4 inches. It says 4, but it's actually 3. So we are going to make, because remember, we put our 1 over here. So it's 3 inches. So we're gonna make our label, we'll probably go 3 1/4, maybe even 3 1/2, probably closer to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So we're just gonna do a square. So this is a perfect square. We'll either do it 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 or 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. I think we'll probably need to go 3 1/4 just because of the height of our jar. So it is 4. So I do think that 3 1/2 is going to be a little bit much. So we're going to go 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So now let's go ahead and get into Design Space. Let's set up our square to start creating our label. So now that we have the size of the label that we are going to be creating, let's go ahead and start creating our label. Now, you can see here that I do have 2 options here, and I'm going to show you how you can create both of these. One of these is going to be very easy. This one right here is actually a cut file that you can find on the Maker's Gonna Learn website, and here, let me show you. It's already pre-set up exactly like this, and all you have to do is add in smells like Christmas spirit, smells like whatever. Especially if you are just doing like general Christmas candles, this one would be great to do these very fast. This one is going to be a little bit more personalized, but once again, I'm going to show you how to make both of those. But before we get started, I want to hop over to the Maker's Gonna Learn website, and I want to show you where you can find the things that we are going to be using. They are linked down below for you as well, but the first one that I was talking about, just the label that we've already pre-made for you, if you go to your cut files on the Maker's Gonna Learn website, you can type in and search label number 11, and this is what it is. You can add other little aspects in here. If you want to add some color, you can add some little Christmas things as well. But all you'll have to do to download that is click this arrow pointing down. It is then going to come over here as an SVG, and you can upload that into Design Space, and I will show you how to do that. The other 2 things that we need to create either one of these is going to be our fonts. So the 2 fonts that we're going to be using, we're going to go over to our font section. The 2 different fonts that we're going to use for both of these, the first one is going to be Zephyr. So we're just going to search the first half here. Once again, to download the font, you're going to click that arrow pointing down. It is then going to come in your downloads. And to download that, you need to double click it. And then we're going to install it on our computer. Now, once again, I already have this font installed. It is popping up for me. If not, go ahead and install that font. The next font that we are going to be using is going to be Letterpress. and it is the very much like a typewriter font. So once again, you're going to click that arrow pointing down and you are going to download that font. Once you have those fonts and that file download, we are now going to go back to Design Space. What I am going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and flatten this one together and hide this. Whoops, I forgot the 12.6. I didn't get that in there, but let's just go ahead and flatten this so that I can hide this and save this for later. And then same thing with this one. We're just going to flatten it and hide it. Now, starting from the very beginning, what you are going to do is you are going to come over here to your shapes. You are going to grab a shape. We're going to grab a square because remember, the label that we are creating is 3.25 by 3.25. So we are going to type in that 3.25. And because the size aspect ratio is locked, it is going to make it a perfect square. And now you can change the color to whatever you want the background color of your sticker or label to be. I think we're just going to keep it white for right now. You can play around with it if you want to. The next thing that we need to do is we need to make sure we upload that file that we were using. So I'm going to go to upload image. I'm going to bring my Finder back into view. We're going to go to downloads. I already have the fonts installed, so all I have to do now is bring in that label 11 SVG, just like that. We're going to go to continue and upload that onto our canvas. Now, if you are using this cut file as a base for this candle, if you are doing it in a square, it is not the proper size aspect ratio for a square. But what I have discovered is if you come up here to and unlock the size aspect ratio, I actually don't think that either of these fonts are bad to kind of stretch out a little bit. It just makes it a little bit wider. And I think that works actually pretty well. So if you're not doing a square and you have more of a rectangular label, this will be perfect. You just need to size it to however large you need it for your candle. But I do think that it is okay to stretch this one. Now, if you've been around the channel, you know that normally I do not say stretch your cut files or stretch your fonts. Some of them are okay to do, and I think this one is one of those. It does not look bad at all, so I did stretch it out a little bit to make it fit that square a little bit better. And now all you have to do is add a text box. Now for this one, we are using the Zephyr in here, and now you can type in smells like Christmas spirit, or smells like my last care is gone, or smells like literally whatever. Customize it to the person that you are giving it to. If they are a big Christmas person, maybe it is smells like Christmas spirit, especially if it is if you are doing a Christmas scent. And actually, I thought I was going to like that. I think I want to do the smells in capital and then Christmas spirit. One other thing that I am going to suggest with this, a couple things that you can do. I would either suggest coming up here to letter space or line spacing and bringing those lines together, or going to advanced, ungrouping these to lines, and then positioning them closer together, because I do think that the lines are just a little bit far apart. So you can either do this, like I said, with line spacing, or go to advanced and ungroup to lines and bring them closer together. But if you are using the pre-made label, this is pretty much all you have to do. The last thing that you need to do is come in here, select everything, and flatten that together. And that is going to give you a really beautiful label that you can put on your candle. Now, if you are wanting to create a more custom candle for a person specifically, it's going to be the same process. We're going to grab our shape. We're going to grab the square. We are going to make it 3.25. Bring it over here. We're going to change that color to white. Once again, you can add whatever color you want. I am going to bring in my text box. I am using Zephyr again for the name. So we'll make this one for Courtney. We're going to have to size it down just a little bit. And to create the separation, like you see over here on this file, all you have to do, if you want to make your own, maybe you have time and you want to really set it up and make your own, you can do that. I'm going to teach you how. All you have to do is come over here to shapes. We're going to grab a line. Now, this does come in as a score line at first. I'm going to show you how we're going to change that. I am going to rotate this 90 degrees to have it perfectly horizontal. And then I can adjust how long I want the line after that. Now, like I said, this comes in as a score line. What we are going to do to change that, we're going to come up here to operation and we're going to change it to pin, not basic cut. I want to change this to a pin. Now, this little box beside that operation drop-down menu, you can choose how thick you want this line to be. So, if you want it pretty thin, you can stay at that fine point. If you want a thicker line, you can see the difference in sizes. So the fine point is 0.4 millimeter. Extra fine is 0.3. Gel is 1. Marker is 2.5. Calligraphy is 2.5. But you can see you are going to be limited to colors depending on which one you choose. So because Cricut recognizes or does these colors, the pen colors, based on the actual pen colors that they sell, the fine point is going to give you the most options. Extra fine, you can see not as much. Gel, we have a decent amount. But then when you get into these thicker ones like the markers, you are a little bit more limited. The regular marker has a pretty good amount. The 2.5 marker only has 4 options. So it really is going to depend, but you can see how thick that 2.5 millimeter marker is. It's just way, way too thick. Gel, in my opinion, is probably a little too thick as well. I think for this one, either going with the even glitter gel, I think is maybe with this one, it's best to just stick with the fine point and choose your color from there. But that is how we are going to create those lines of separation. So we have our name. We have our line of separation. Next, I want you to think of 3 adjectives or 3 words that describe the person that you are giving this to. So I'm going to grab a text box. I'm changing the font from Zephyr to Letterpress because I really like this. I love the typewriter font. So we're going to bring this in here. So 3 things that I think of when I think of Courtney. I think of Mama, and then I'm going to put a line. If you hold the shift key, not the slash button, you can create a line on your keyboard. So I'm going to do Mama, Maker, Wife. And then we're going to size that down. And I'm just going to keep the alignment to the left so that we can line everything up like this. Beautiful. Next, I'm going to duplicate this, and now I'm going to write 3 things that I feel embodies Courtney. And I am going to make my text box the length of the line. So, actually, we're going to put marshmallows for any meal, or marshmallows as a meal. We'll do marshmallows as a meal. Let's do best chili cook around. And then 3, we'll do most creative, maker, and host. And now I think I want to do line spacing. I want to space these apart just a little bit like that. And now we can just add other little aspects that go along maybe with the candle. So I am just going to duplicate this line. I'm going to bring it down here. Now I am going to select both of these lines. I'm going to go to Align and center them horizontally here. And then I'm just going to look at my candle and I'm going to put in information on the candle just like it was made, just like this label was made for this candle. So here you can see on the candle, it says it's an all natural soy candle. It's 2.6 ounce weight, 90 hours burn time, linen scent. So this is what really makes it look, I think, makes it look like a label that is made for that specific candle. So after you have done all that and you've positioned everything the way that you need to, so let me select everything because I do want to bring it down just a tad like this, and I want to bring this down just a tad. Now what you're going to do is you are going to select everything and flatten that all together. So now you can see that we have two different labels that we can put on this candle. I'm going to go ahead and print both of them because they will both fit on the piece of sticker paper that we're going to do, and then we'll kind of decide which one we want to use here in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and print both of those. How we're going to do that is we're going to go to the Make It screen. I'm changing this to 8.5 by 11, and let's just go ahead and bring this one down just a little bit right there. And this is a good opportunity. You could make multiple of these at a single time. So let's say you could probably we had these two beside of each other. I'd say you could probably do at least 5, possibly on one sheet of paper or one sheet of sticker paper, which is amazing. Like I said, especially if you are creating these, let's say for gifts to give out, if you are hosting an event like a little thank you, or if you are making gift baskets, this would be a very quick addition, pretty inexpensive addition, but also elevated and makes it seem more personalized. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to continue. We are going to send this to our printer. We're going to go to next. For this one, we do not need bleed on because it is white. We are using our Canon TS9500 series, and we always use system dialog. From there, we're going to click print. We're going to pull up our print page. I'm going to feed from rear tray. We love feeding our sticker paper from the rear tray, and print quality is going to go from normal to best, and then we're going to click print. Now that we have our labels printed, we are ready to put it on our mat and send it to our Cricut. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to place this on the mat. Now, if you have never done print and cut, one thing that I do love that Cricut updated not too long ago was the fact that they put this little triangle up here in the top corner to tell us what's supposed to go in the top left corner. So I do really appreciate that, especially if you're doing a lot of one thing, it can be helpful. So that definitely needs to go in the top left corner before you load it into your machine. Once you have done that and burnished it down, we are going to load this into our machine. So I'm cutting this on printable sticker paper, white, and then done, and then we have it loaded. And once it is ready, we will just press the flashing play button. In the meantime, while this is cutting, I'm gonna go grab a hot glue gun just in case we need it for the little trees on top of the candle. Now, you all know me, I tell you to always check your cuts, but I feel like this is fine, so we're just gonna go ahead and unload this. Obviously it cut all the way through. So now we have our 2 labels that we can choose from to go on our candle. When it comes to doing these candles, I would suggest trying to take the label off if you can. I'm going to try to take this one off and then just place the label back over top of it. I'm going to see how it wants to come up first. This looks like a really good label that is on there pretty well. If you want to take the label off, you can see this is kind of just, it's not coming off as well as I thought it would. If you are like, I need to take the label completely off and you don't want to like cover it up, one little trick that I love to use to get adhesive off of candles like this or off of jars is to use lemon essential oil. I'm telling you, or any kind of citrus will work. It doesn't have to be just lemon. Orange will also work, grapefruit will work, but any kind of citrus essential oil really helps get this adhesive off. It's just like it rolls it completely up. Now, I don't have any here, and I don't want to continue. I don't want to like cut this through because I don't want there to be like a bunch of raised edges. I'm just going to try to smooth this out. Maybe take a little bit of it off. Another thing you can do sometimes is to add heat, but you're not going to want to with this because if you add heat to a candle, it's going to melt. So I'm just taking some of this off, trying to get it kind of smooth. I think that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it as much. It's really not that big of a deal. And I might have just messed up trying to take that off and have a pretty good little bump there. So I'm gonna leave that on. So now we are ready, and I'm going to grab a squeegee real quick because that really helps keep your candle. Hold on, let me show you. What I mean by squeegee, if you have a squeegee that has these ridges in the middle like this, you can lay it down, and let me bring you over here so you can see it better. You can lay any round object on there and it keeps it steady for you so it's not rolling back and forth. I mean, honestly, I love that hack. So now we just need to place our label down. I guess we really need to decide which label we want. Do we want the one that is more personalized? And now that I'm looking at it, I feel like we're missing some color. I feel like maybe I should have done color on this. Do we go back and add some color? I don't know. Now I'm like really wondering what to do. I think I'm going to. I don't really like the white with this like cream color either. Okay, guys, I hate to be this way, but I think I'm gonna go back to the drawing board for 2 seconds. So let's go back to Design Space and let's make another one really quick, and I'll show you how you can customize it if you don't like it, because before putting it on there, it looks super cute, but it's a little bit plain. So let's head back over to Design Space real quick. So now that we're here in Design Space, remember, I really wasn't feeling that, so I'm going to unflatten this one. I do think I want to go with this design. I think I'm gonna hide this square for just a second. I think I'm going to attach all of this together first because I want to be able to choose that and make it just a tad bit smaller, because I do want to add a border around it, and I want to change this color. I want to do a creamy color. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to, we're going to do a hex code finder. I don't want to do, so let's go with colors. I want to find a pretty cream. Okay, this is a pretty cream, but is it too cream? Maybe we'll look at that one and see. Antique white. So how I like to do this is copy and then back over in Design Space, go to Advanced, and then down here you can paste that color. It looks a little bit darker than what I want, so I'm just going to lighten it just a hair up here. That's more of what I'm looking for. That is more of the creamy off-white that I'm looking for versus what I had, but that is an easy way to do that if that's something you want to do. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to grab a shape. I'm going to grab a square. Remember, I made my base 3.25, so maybe let's try making this one 3. I'm going to come up here to our operations, change it to pen. Cool little fun fact. I'm going to keep it at a fine point, and I want to turn it red. And I think I want to do like a red border possibly. That's very bright. Let's try one more time. Let's see if we have a different, maybe Very Berry. I think Very Berry might be a little bit better. Wine might be what we're going to go for. Now, after I've done this, I want to detach this because I do think I want to change my lines. We got to change them back to pen. I think I want to change them to that wine as well. So this one we have to change from a print and cut back to a pen and then go to the wine color. Do I want Courtney's name to be the wine color? I don't know. Let's find out. Do I want the whole thing to be this wine color? I think I might. So let's do all of this color. Oh yeah, I really think I like that, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in here. We're going to flatten this all back together. So cute. I think it's also going to match the ribbon that I chose. So let's try this out. So we're going to go to Make It. I don't really need this one anymore. And I wish I would have thought this through so I wouldn't have wasted another piece of paper. And it's too late for me to send that through. So we're just going to change this to 8.5 by 11. I do have one already put in there. We're just going to hide that one, bring that guy in. And what we may do, hear me out. What if we duplicate this? This way we don't waste paper in case this color is not what I want. Let's go back to unflatten and let's deselect that. And then can we change all of this back to, nope. Undo. Let's change all of this back to black. Just in case for some reason I don't like, it did it again. Just in case for some reason I don't like the red, we're just going to go ahead and change this all back to black and see what it looks like. And we'll just print them both. I should have thought about this before, but here we are. Look. I wish I could just all at one time. And then we'll change this to black. Oh, it's because it's print and cut and I need to go back to pen. Okay, that's why it was changing it like that. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to flatten all of this together. Now we have them both in both options. So I'm going to hide this guy, make 8.5 by 11. And we're going to bring this one down because for this one, I am going to turn bleed on. So we're going to send to printer. Next, add bleed, use system dialog, print, pull this up, media, rear tray, best quality, print. Okay, guys, I just realized that I forgot to hit record on that. But let me show you how much better this color looks and how much better it is going to look up against the candle versus just a straight white. Now, what I was saying before I realized I didn't hit record is when you are creating gifts, and let me just go ahead and hit play so this can be cutting. When you are creating handmade gifts, to have something look like it is not handmade, you have to really look at the details. The devil is in the details, guys. Honestly, if we were just to have slapped this sticker on this candle. Is it cute? Sure, it's cute, but it does look like we made it. The whole goal of having a beautiful handmade holiday is in the details. We want it to look like we spent a bunch of money on a gift, when in reality, we just used our beautiful creative brains and looked at the details with the eye of, do you see that in a store? So, although this is still really cute and it's not bad, and maybe on a white candle, it would have been perfectly fine. But for me, this just wasn't doing it. Like, that just looked unfinished. So I really think that this is going to be the winner. So let's just see. And I think the red is going to be a winner too. I mean, honestly, that is immediately so much better. That is so much better. Can you all see the difference of this by adding that border, changing the colors just a little bit versus this? To me, there's no comparison. So let's go ahead and get our sticker put on there. Let me adjust you guys. So once again, we are gonna grab our squeegee. I'm gonna place my candle on the squeegee. Oh yeah, so much better. And I probably could have gone even a little bit darker and it would have been fine, but this looks so much better than just straight white. So I am just going to take my sticker off, starting from the middle, which, another thing when it comes to putting stickers down, don't commit at the very first thing. Okay, so I kind of just laid it down to get the idea. And you saw how I brought it up on the side because I had a little bit of a bubble there. So we don't want to stick it down a whole lot until we are ready, and then go from one side to the other to cover everything. Look how cute. And here is the finished product. Guys, what do you think? I ended up going with a very thin ribbon because this label was so big, so that you could see everything, and then the little trees at the top, minus the gnat, excuse you, but look how good this looks. Honestly, changing that color just a little bit from white to cream, and then adding these little details truly makes this look like it was store-bought. And like I said earlier, the devil is in the details for making something look handmade versus store-bought. So you can make something, but make it look store-bought. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment down below. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you've liked this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified every time we get crafty, especially for the month of October, or Vlogtober as we're calling it, so that you do not miss a single Christmas gift idea, project, DIY, decor, whatever it may be. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification. And if you haven't already signed up for Christmas Craft Week, what are you doing? Click that first link down below, get signed up. November the 3rd through the 7th, we are crafting all week long. It is completely free for you all to craft along with us. So make sure you click that first link and get signed up, and I will see you guys in the next one.